by the way, if you don't want to hear me talk, like, I think I'm gonna make a separate video of just like a minute long of like my prediction, my boot order. And if you don't want to watch that, you can just I'm gonna put in the description my prediction. If you don't want to watch the whole video, I understand. It's probably gonna be a long video, so yeah. Put on your buffs, everyone. It's Maul, and today we have my Survivor Edge of Extinction prediction. That's right, we're almost there. At the time of making this, we have like 2 weeks until the premiere of this season, and man, it's been quick. I feel like David and Goliath just ended. Like, I feel like it just ended. So, like, I did a little like research on everyone in the new season, and I have my predictions. Yeah, let's just get right into it. So, a little bit of history. The first time I ever did a Survivor prediction video, it was Second Chances, and it didn't go very well, you know. Keep in mind, I was like a little 14-year-old, so like I really liked Woo, and I chose Woo to win. I was dead wrong. He did not win. He did terrible. Like, everyone, yeah. And I put Jeremy, the eventual winner, at like 10th, I think. So yeah, that wasn't the best video for me. Like, it got a lot of dislikes, like, unfortunately. So yeah, there's that. But the last time I did a Survivor prediction video was Survivor Ghost Island, and I did amazing, dude. Okay, so I got the first 3 people right. Not in the right order, but I got the first 3 people right. So I picked Jacob, and then Gonzalez, and then Morgan, right? It ended up being Gonzalez, then Jacob, and then Morgan. So I got the first 3 people right, and like, I wasn't even expecting Morgan to go home at all. Like, that freaked out. Wow, I was like, what? Morgan goes home? Because, like, when I watched it, like, the first time, like, I didn't, like, they didn't give any, like, information that she would be going home. So I was like, yeah, I'm wrong. Yeah, this is going to be another one of Second Chances. But she ended up going home, and I wasn't, like, excited for her, you know. Like, I was excited for myself. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to wish any bad on anyone. But, yeah, like, and I picked the winner. I picked the right winner, Wendell. I got it right from the beginning, dude. I was so happy. I was like, yeah, I finally got something right in my life. Like, all the prediction videos I've made have been awful. Like, my NFL prediction I did one year was god awful. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's my most disliked video. Could you not? In Ghost Island, I picked Dom to get second, all right? I picked Dom to get second in my very first draft. Like, as soon, like, when I first started doing it, I was like, okay, I see Wendell winning, you know, because he was featured a lot in the preview. So I was like, okay, that's obviously a guy that could win. And he just looks like a winner type, right? So I picked him, and then I picked Dom for some reason. I was like, okay, Dom looks like a pretty good player, you know? So I picked him, and then I picked Chelsea for third. I don't know why I picked Chelsea. She just seemed like a GOAT type. But then at the last second, I was like, you know what? No, I don't think Dom's going to go far. And I put him at 13th, I think, and I put Chris in second. Dude, if I would have gotten the Dom part right, it would have been the greatest prediction of all time. Like, I got the first 3 right and the last 2 right. In the middle, let's not talk about that. The middle wasn't that great. But, yeah. Anyway, moving on. But, yeah, like, and now I'm back, all right? And I skipped last year because, you know, I don't know why I skipped last year, all right? I guess I just didn't feel like it. But I'm back and better than ever. And we're going to predict Survivor Edge of Extinction. That's right. Yeah. So the unique thing about this season is there's a lot of, like, it seems like a lot of good players in this season. Like, I watched all the interviews on ET Canada of everyone, and they all seem like, well, most of them seem like they could very well win the game. And, like, that's not even mentioning the 4 returnees. All right, 2 of my favorite contestants of all time, Kelley Wentworth and Aubry. They are my two of my favorite players of all time. If you saw my favorite Survivor contestants, you know. But yeah, they are my two of my favorite contestants, and I'm rooting for them. I want them to go far. I don't want to spoil anything for the prediction, but yeah. And then there's also David and Joe. I mean, I didn't really like them I liked them, like, they were cool, but I didn't really like them as much as I did Aubry and Kelley. So there's that. So yeah, let's just get right into it. I really hope I do well. I really hope I pick the right person. I don't know. Okay, so I watched like 3 different prediction videos before doing this, just get an idea of where everyone's head's at. And 2 of them had Julia winning. Yeah, they had Julia winning. Like, the first 2 I literally watched, they're like Julia. I like Julia a lot. I don't. Do I see her winning? I don't know. We gotta get into it. But all right, let's get into it. So we have a brand new season, Edge of Extinction. So basically, if you don't know what it's gonna be about, whenever someone gets voted out, they go to an island where they just choose like, okay, do I want to stay in the game, try to fight more, or should I just quit? You know, I had enough. I'm done. So I'm thinking mostly everyone's gonna want to keep fighting. I can't really see any of them wanting to leave, because like if you get a second chance, it's like you're gonna try. Now no one knows how this is gonna play out. I think Peridium had a theory, but I can't find his video. It must have been removed. Like I don't remember what he said, but I'm just gonna like treat it as if just like how they did Redemption Island. So whenever there's a merge, they'll have like the competition, and whoever wins that gets put back. And then at like the final five, then someone else will come back. So that's just how I'm gonna do it. I don't think it's gonna be like that. I honestly don't know. This season is gonna be so unpredictable. So we're gonna see. So the first person I have going out is Reem. Reem is 46 from Virginia, saleswoman. So in her interview, a bunch of the pros about her: she seems to be outgoing, she seems to know the game, and she respects the game, and she's pretty nice. But the cons: she's older, she's honest, she's not a good liar, and she's really talkative, and that could rub people the wrong way. Like especially the first episode, people who tend to be a little annoying tend to get voted out first, especially the older women. Unfortunately, in Survivor, the older women tend not to do so well unless your name is Carolyn or Missy, and Suri. But yeah, I don't really see her going far, unfortunately. I think she's gonna be the first one out. A lot of people agree. Like she doesn't really stand out from anyone. So I mean, she could be like the underdog, you know. She could be a Lauren of the season. Like I don't think anyone thought Lauren was gonna be. I'm talking about Lauren from HHH. I didn't think anyone thought she was gonna go that far, but she did. So she could be the Lauren of this season. But yeah, 18th place I have Reem.
What are you bringing to the island that no one else will be able to bring? My big mouth.
17th place I have Julie. She's a 46-year-old toy maker from New York City, and I feel like she's gonna play the mom role, but like again, older women temporarily don't do well in this game, unfortunately. Pros about her: she's a super fan. She wants to go with the flow. She's pretty likable, she's pretty nice, and she's an underdog. But her cons: she's out of her element, she has no survival skills, she doesn't come in with any strategy, she's older, and she thinks she's gonna be the least likely person to win. Those aren't really good qualities to have in this game of Survivor. You have to come into the game with a strategy, and she might be seen as weak since she's older. And first couple of weeks, that's just what they do. They always get out the older people, you know. So unfortunately, I think Julie is gonna be the second one voted out.
I have no Survivor skills whatsoever. And I don't sleep outside. I don't pee in the bushes. I did once in Central Park, but that was like an emergency.
In 16th, we have Keith, the 19-year-old pre-med student from North Carolina. So Keith seems like a really good player. I think he could be really good in this game. But the fact that he's like 19, like that's gonna come back to haunt him. Not haunt him, but like, I don't know. Young people tend not to do well in Survivor. Like the two 18-year-olds, Will and Michael. Michael, he did not look like an 18-year-old. He looked about 25. So that didn't really like do him. But like Keith, he looks young. People are gonna be like, wow, this kid's a pre-med student and 19. That means he's smart. And he's young and he looks athletic. I think we got to get him out. So, pros about him: he's a super fan. He's very energetic. He's conversational. He wants to play behind the scenes and he doesn't want to be a target, but then again, who does want to be a target? The cons, like I said, he's very young. He's going to tell people his age, and he's not the most athletic. He doesn't seem like he's the most athletic, especially among the guys. Like, among guys, you have, like, Chris and, of course, Joe. So he's going to, like, he's kind of skinny. I don't think they're going to be like, wow, Keith didn't really pull his weight, you know? So I think he's going to be 16th. I don't want him to be 16th. Like, I want him to go far. There's a lot of people I want to go far, but yeah.
Are you gonna tell anyone your age?
Yes. So the show has had younger people before, like 18, 19-year-olds. Will and Michael, I love them as players. I feel like they approached it the wrong way because they were afraid to use their age. But like me, I'm gonna use my age to my advantage.
So 15th, we have one of my favorite contestants of all time, Kelley Wentworth. man, I love Kelley. She's one of my favorite contestants of all time, but I think they're gonna want to get her out just because like they saw how dangerous she was in second chances. They saw like all the idol moves and how smart she is. So I think they're gonna want to get her out. These contestants aren't like the Redemption Island contestants, all right? Like they're not gonna praise the Boston Robs of the game. I think they're gonna want to get out the returning players. They're gonna be like, hey man, this is our time, not your time. You already had 2 times, well David once. You had 2 times to win and you didn't. It's our time, all right? I feel like this cast could be one of the best casts like of all time. I feel like they have that that capability. Watch them be like the worst cast of all time. It's like a boring season, but anyway, I think Kelley will get 15th. I don't want her to. I want her to win. I want her to win so bad. Like, you have no idea. She's one of my favorite contestants of all time. What she did in second chances was just amazing, but I feel like they're gonna want to get her out.
Bold gameplay, blindsides, hidden idols, fake idols, surprise idols. I mean, you really did go through it all.
Yeah.
Do you think that's prepared you for this moment?
I think playing a second time and playing the way I did, also playing from the bottom, I had to play very scrappy and be very crafty. And so I do think that's prepared me to come back this time because I kind of have all these different tools in my tool belt and things that I've had to use. And so I know what does work, maybe doesn't work. So yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to do this thing.
With that being said, 14th, I think they want to get David out because David, he's a weaker competitor. They know how well he played in the first one, so they're gonna probably want to get him out. I feel like he's gonna be one of the early boots just because he's not that athletic. He's one of the least athletic males on his tribe, so I feel like they're gonna want to get him out. I feel like they're gonna like be like, hey, we know what he's done in his first season. He played pretty well. Let's not forget, he was almost the first person voted out of his tribe, which is crazy to me. And then he ended up being the last person voted out. I would rather be the last person voted out than be like a GOAT in the finals. Like, I feel like some of the best players have been the last person voted out of their season, but that's not the point. So I see David, getting 14,000.
I want to do something in Survivor that's never been done. I want to create a fake advantage, and I want to find something I can write on, create a fake advantage. Someone will find it. I call it the soul vote advantage, where by playing this advantage, which is fake, so it won't actually do this, but they think it will, it'll cancel tribal voting, and then they must announce who they want to send home. And then, of course, if they're hiding that, now they're out, and hopefully that creates a war between 2 players who aren't me.
Now, here's my prediction. I feel like, okay, here's the merge, right? We're 13 players left. That's when they merged last season with 13 players. I feel like they're gonna go ahead and do the challenge, and someone's gonna come back. So we got Reem, Julie, Keith, Kelley, and David. Out of those 5, I'm gonna go Kelley. I'm gonna say Kelley comes back. That's right. I freaked y'all out. That's not the right word. I don't know what the word is, but Kelley's coming back in the game. That's right. I think Kelley's gonna come back into the game at the 13th merge point. So, yeah, I feel like this is gonna put a big target on her back, but I don't care. I like Kelley. I think she's gonna go far. Let's just go with it. 13th place, I have Dan, the 38-year-old military man from LA. Now, the pros about Dan is he's a former military, of course. He's a joker. I feel like he's gonna come off as a leader type, all right? Because he comes off as like a Brendan type to me, you know? The Brendan from Ghost Island, like he's likable, he's the older one, he's gonna come off as like a leader, and leaders don't normally do well in this game. He doesn't want to be a leader, he said in his thing, but honestly, like, I see him becoming a leader. I see him being the leader type. Cons, again, leader types don't normally do well. He's a veteran, so, like, I feel like people are going to be like, oh, he wants to get a sympathy vote. Let's get him out. So, I feel like Dan will probably be 13th or whenever. I don't know what number. So, yeah, I think Dan will probably be the next one voted out.
So I think already I'm kind of pigeonholed. The way my look, and I got my Nets tattoo, my Mets tattoo, and I got the New York accent, I got the bald head. So people already look at it and say, oh, this is like this season's Tony, or Joe Mina, or maybe a Dominic, or also he was in the military. Maybe he's got some Ben in him. So I have all these like characters that are more recent and big targets, but they're gonna come to find out that I'm really not that person.
12th place, we have Ron, the 46-year-old Atlanta teacher who started his own school. He was on Oprah, so he's pretty cool. Like, I looked him up. He has his own school. He's really cool. So yeah. So Ron, pros about him. He wants to make alliances. He wants to get along with people, and he seems pretty loyal. The cons, he's older. He says he wants to play aggressive, and he thinks he might be the villain. Now, I feel like he's gonna come off as the leader type too. I feel like he's older. He's aggressive. I feel like he's gonna get targeted like as soon as the merge comes. They're gonna be like, man, Ron's the leader of that other alliance. We need to get him out, all right? Like, I feel like they're gonna think that because they think that he's gonna be pulling on the strings. He seems loyal, so I don't think he would turn on his tribe and try to make a big move. So I think Ron will be the next person voted out.
I'm an aggressive person, and so I don't really know how not to be aggressive. And a lot of my friends and family said, Ron, let the game come to you, just be patient. But I'm limited when it comes to not being aggressive. And so I think I will probably, day one, try to get an alliance, pull people together, and just try to hold them strong.
Next up, we have Lauren, the 21-year-old Waco student. So Lauren, she's from Texas, so I'm biased. I really like people who are from Texas. I thought Libby was gonna do well because she's from H-Town stand up, you know. I thought B was gonna do well because she's from H-Town stand up. She didn't, neither of them did. I mean, Libby did okay, but she didn't do as well as I thought she would. But anyway, so Lauren, pros, she's attractive, she's an athlete, she's sweet, she's smart, and she's trustworthy. Now, all those could also be cons. Like, then people are gonna be like, wow, she's hot. I don't want her manipulating me. And yeah, cons, she could be too nice. Like, she said that she might be too nice, and too nice could be a bad thing in this game. People are gonna be like, wow, she's a threat. She hadn't pissed anyone off. She has no blood on her hands. I think we need to get her out. I feel like she's a threat. So I feel like she could come 11th. Like, I really like her. I like all these people, dude. I've never like gone into a season with so many like likable people. Like, I'm really excited for this season, man. So yeah, Lauren 11th.
Literally in the last, 2 weeks, I've been trying to make fire, right? And so I went and bought some flint, and it took me a little while to figure out which side is the striking side, right? But I figured it out. And now I can make fire within like 5 minutes. No promises, but at my house, I can make fire.
Now 10th, we have Joe, who's returning from Second Chances and Worlds Apart. Joe's gonna have an automatic target on his back. He's athletic, he's attractive, he's pretty much the golden boy of Survivor. I feel like they're gonna want to come after him. They're gonna want to come after the returning players, and I think Joe could be the next one out, just because he's so athletic. He's such a threat, dude. He's such a threat. He's likable. He's cool. Like, I feel like he could be the next one out. So, Joe, unfortunately, I think you're gonna get 10th.
What do you know now that you didn't know then?
I know now that it's not all about me. There's so much more to gain, like just in terms of my relationships that I've forged from this game, the things that I've taken and applied to my life outside.
9th place, we have Gavin, the 23-year-old YMCA director from Tennessee. So Gavin, he seems to be the Nick of the season, except on a lower level. He seems to be the Southern charm of the season, like the Southern Belle guy who's like, hey man, I'm just here for the ride, you know? So I feel like that could be well for him. Southern people tend to do well in this game. Donathan, Nick. So I feel like he could like just put himself with the guys. The guys are gonna like him. You know, I think he's gonna be likable. Pros, he has Southern charm, as I said. He's a super fan. He's straight up. He's very nice, and he has heart. All right, he has heart. Now cons, the good guy vibe might be threatening. All right, he might. Again, like I said, they might be like, man, Gavin, he has no blood on his hands, dude. I feel like we're gonna want to get him out just because he's likable, and that's the bad thing about being likable in this game. You gotta be like that balance, you know. You gotta be conniving and nice at the same time. You can't be all nice and all conniving because then you'll be a target. You gotta be in the middle. You gotta lay low. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think Gavin's the next one out.
Bringing that no one else will bring is the fact that I got married 2 days before coming out here. What? Yes. I was supposed to get married yesterday, and Survivor called me a month ago saying, "You ready?" And I was like, "Let's go."
8th place, we have the player who a lot of people think are going to win, Julia, the 24-year-old medical assistant from Maryland. Now, Julia, she's one of the nicest girls in this. Like, I feel like she's going to be very trustworthy. I feel like a lot of people are going to like her, which could be a bad thing. So, for pros, she's unique. Her dad passed away when she was 7, and Survivor was like her escape from all that. Like, she could just sit down, watch Survivor, and she'll be fine. She's also very social and she's very smart, as she has a full scholarship at her college now. Cons, she's gonna be honest, she's gonna tell everyone all her personal stuff, which isn't good for her case, all right? Her dad passed when she was 7. That could be a sympathy thing. Like, and she said the one thing she's gonna keep from everyone is her scholarship. So that could be good. But I feel like people are gonna want to get her out. Like literally, like the last 4 people I've said they're gonna want to get them out because they're nice. Like, that's what sucks in Survivor. You can't be too nice, man. So I feel like Julia's gonna be 8th.
Survivor for me as a kid was an escape. I used to watch on the couch and think how awesome those people were, you know, and it often gave me hope in times where I felt hopeless. So it's definitely an emotional and personal connection for me. So to be able to come out and participate on this show that meant so much to me is amazing. So I'm ready for it. Like, I feel like it's my destiny to be here, and I hope it fulfills some greater purpose.
7th, we have Eric, the 34-year-old firefighter from California. Now, Eric's kind of an interesting contestant. He looks pretty athletic, but he also seems a little awkward. Okay, in his interview, he kept like, looking down. He seemed a little awkward. He seems a little goofy. So that's a really interesting player type. You don't really see people like that anymore. Like, you normally see like buff guys that, like, I don't know, but you don't really see his archetype that often, and that could play well for him. I feel like he could do pretty well in this game. So pros, he's goofy, he knows how to connect with people, he's athletic, he wants to have fun, and he's well-rounded. So Survivor's all about fun, dude. You can't be that one serious guy like Dan from last season. That man was too serious. I did not like Dan at all. It was just funny when he used his idol on Angelina and it didn't even work, and he got his best friend out. That was funny. He didn't even like Angelina. But anyway, this video's not about Dan. Where was I? Oh yeah, Eric. Cons, he seems a little awkward. I mean, that's like a really small con. Like, maybe people would think, oh, he's awkward, Maybe he can't elaborate well at the final tribal, let's keep him around. But he's also pretty likable. A lot of these guys are likable, and I don't know how that's going to be for the season, because there doesn't really seem to be any like villainy characters. And everyone loves someone you can root against. Last season it was Dan, Natalie. Well, I mean, it's a matter of opinion. Angelina. There has to be someone like you can root against, and I don't really see anyone you can really root against in this season yet, which kind of sucks.
And also there's a very key past winner who's a firefighter too, so that's kind of wild.
Yeah. Jeremy was a winner and one of my favorites for sure. I definitely relate to him, although he's pretty stoic and pretty serious, and I'm a little bit more goofy than he is for sure, but I'll see what I can do. I'll try to do him proud. But more than winners, there have been a lot of losers, so there's been a lot of firefighter losers, so I think I'm in okay shape.
So coming in 6th, we have Chris, the 25-year-old district sales manager from South Carolina. Now, Chris seems like the just likable guy of the season. I've said that literally like 8 times this video. But I feel like he could be like one of the best people in this game. Just because he's strong, he's athletic, he's likable, which again could all be cons. The pros, he's funny, he's attractive, he wants to play a perfect game, and he's prepared. He's literally prepared himself for this game. I feel like he's gonna come in and he's gonna know what to do, Cons, he's gonna be a big threat immediately. Like someone that funny, that attractive, that strong, they always are. They almost never win. His archetype never win. Like those big strong dudes, they almost never win. Especially the younger, more attractive ones, they almost never win. The closest one I think was Devin from HHH. He should have won, I think. I forgot who he lost to in the fire making contest. Was it Chrissy? No, it was Mike. Mike beat him in the fire making contest. If he would have gotten to the finals, I feel like he would have won. But it's him against Chrissy. I just feel like he did really well. This video isn't about Devin. Chris. So he's cons, he's athletic, he's cool, he's likable, and he wears his heart on his sleeve. That's another bad trait to have in Survivor. You can't really wear your heart on your sleeve. People are gonna see right through that. They're gonna see your weakness, and they're gonna want to get you out. So yeah, I feel like that could really come back to haunt him.
You're on Survivor.
I know. Wait.
What?
thing. This is sweet.
How do you feel?
Like, I had a dream, then I pulled myself out of it, and I put myself back in the dream and started feeling around. It was real.
5th place, we have one of my favorite contestants of all time, and that's Aubry. Now, Aubrey's played twice, and she's gotten to the finale each time. So, I mean, if this works out, she'll be, what, an episode or 2 away from the finale? But I feel like she's gonna want to start alliances. I feel like she's gonna say, hey guys, I'm the good guy, you know? No one's gonna vote for me if I get to the end, you know? Like, yeah. So I feel like she's gonna make a bond. I feel like she could make a bond with Victoria, Julia rather, and yeah, I feel like they could make a bond as like the smart people who like play below the radar. So I see that happening. She did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So actually, she got 7th, not 5th. I'm looking at my paper. I don't know. The whole returning people kind of confuses me, but yeah. So Aubry, yeah, I feel like she could do really well in this season. I don't know if she is. I honestly don't know if any of the returning players are gonna do that well. I hope they do, but yeah, I really don't know.
I pride myself in being vulnerable. Like, I love connecting with people because I think that our differences we're really not that different. When we see differences, we have similarities, and the first way to see them is to show that you're vulnerable. So that's me. You got to see the real deal. From the crying in the shelter to the getting really excited about coleslaw. It's all me, so I hope people relate it to me.
4th place, we have Rick, the 33-year-old news anchors from Georgia. The oh yeah guy from the trailer.
In Georgia, I'm a huge fan of the show. I want to come into the game like the Kool-Aid man. I want to break through the wall. Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
People who tend to be in the previews of the season tend to do pretty well. So I feel like he's gonna do pretty well. His pros, he wants to hide behind the big guys. He's funny, he's a super fan, he wants to make big moves. Cons, he might be a weak competitor, but I feel like he can kind of hide behind that in the beginning because they're gonna want to get rid of the more weaker competitors like Reem and probably, yeah, Reem and David. So I feel like he could hide behind that and like hide, sort of swap. I feel like he could do pretty well. He has like that survivor look, you know what I mean? He has like that. I feel like he could do well. I feel like he's either gonna do really well or really bad. I feel like he's either gonna annoy people to death and be one of the first ones wait out, or get all the way to like the end. So I feel like he could do pretty well. Yeah.
Guys, and kind of let them in the end pick each other off. They're all a little bit more physically imposed. They don't know dad bod is in, which I feel bad. Like, anyone can have a 6-pack, but I worked on this.
All right, so at this point we have 4 people left, I think. Yeah, 4 people left, and I'm gonna go ahead and say that the returning player comes back, and I feel like I'm gonna make a bold decision. I'm gonna say Dan comes back. That's right, Dan, all the way in 13th place. I feel like he's gonna come back. That would be so crazy. He's like the first one there after like the second challenge, or after the first challenge, and he's the person who comes back. That would be crazy, dude. The only thing about that is like, I don't know, it really has a relationship with the final people, but I feel like he could come back. I feel like he's gonna be a strong competitor. Like, I feel like he's gonna try to hide his strongness, but when it really counts, he's gonna, like, you know, he's military. He's gonna play it when it counts, you know what I mean? So I feel like he's gonna come back. And with that being said, 5th place. In 5th place, we have Aurora, the 32-year-old divorce lawyer from Orlando. I feel like Aurora could potentially be the villain of this season. She literally said it in her interview. She feels like she could be the villain, and I can honestly see that. She looks threatening. She's aggressive. She doesn't really care what you think. She's gonna say what she wants. That's a pretty good villain vibe, you know? But she also seems like a likable villain, like a Sandra villain, you know? Like, yeah, let's go, Aurora. Mess that stuff up, you know? So I feel like she could be one of the low-key people. Pros, she's humble, she's outgoing, and she knows how to manipulate. She's a divorce lawyer. I feel like she's gonna get on Survivor and know how to manipulate people, know how to get people to do what she wants. I feel like she's gonna be the leader of a female alliance. That's what I can see her being. Her cons, she's stubborn, aggressive, which isn't very good. She's a loudmouth, and she's expecting to be a villain, like I said. So I feel like she could be a really good competitor in this season. I feel like she could be a pretty good villain, like a likable villain. Oh my gosh, I've used the word likable at least 25 times. But yeah, I feel like she could do really well.
But I also know that I have a loud mouth and that I get into arguments without even knowing it. So I'm gonna try and delay that as much as possible and allow others who do that and encourage them to keep doing that. But I know it's inevitable that I'm gonna get in some argument.
Fourth place, man, I'm gonna have to go with Kelley. I'm gonna say Kelley loses the fire making contest to, I said she lost to Victoria. So Kelley is fourth. Unfortunately, I love Kelley to death. I really want her to win, but I don't see her winning. I don't see a returning player winning this season. I don't know why. Like, coming into the season when I heard Kelley's come back, I was like, oh yeah, I want her to win. And I still do, but I don't see her winning. You know what I mean? I don't see her winning. So, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say that Kelley is gonna be fourth. And that makes our final three. The final three is Wendy, Dan, and Victoria. All right, let me just explain these three before I go into it. Starting off with Wendy. All right, here's a fact that you may not know. The last three, okay, so you know at the end of a season, they show like the preview for the next season, right? It's like a little 1-2 minute preview, you know? The last 3 seasons, David vs. Goliath, Ghost Island, and HHH, the first person to be featured in the preview won the game. The last 3 times, Nick was the first person to be featured on it. Wendell was the first person to be featured on Ghost Island, and Ben was the first person to be featured on HHH. Now, Melissa Virginics, Chris was the first one to be featured. Chris, you know, the football player dude, and then BBB2, Debbie, you know, all those people like did well. You know who was the first person to get featured in this one? Wendy, the blue-haired girl. So either Survivor doesn't know what they're doing and they're giving up big spoilers in these previews, or I don't know what the word is, but I don't really see Wendy winning. Like, I feel like, okay, let me just go over her pros. So she wants to play low-key, she's pretty social, she's pretty perky, and she wants to play dumb, you know? She wants to be like, I don't know what I'm doing, you know, all that. Cons, she might come off as annoying, and her dumbness could be a weakness, all right? She might come off as annoying. She might be like that annoying little sister, you know? Like, I guess we'll keep her around because no one's gonna vote for her because she's annoying as hell, you know? So I feel like that could like be bad for her. But again, she has the preview luck on her side. She has that going for her, all right? So, I don't know. I at first, I didn't really think she was gonna go this far, but then I saw the preview again. I'm like, wow, she was the first person featured. The other people being Rick, Joe, and Aubry. So Wendy could very well win this game. You never know. Maybe that's how we crack Survivor's winner code, you know? Maybe the first person to be featured in the preview wins the game. I mean, it's happened the last 3 times, so why not have it now? But I don't feel like they would do it 4 times in a row. I feel like it's a little excessive, so I don't know. We'll see.
Like the puppeteer, like they don't know I'm over here, and they're like, again, I'm letting them think that they're calling the shots. Yeah.
I already went over Dan. Victoria, dude, Victoria. She's gonna be my low-key winner. No one's really talking about her right now, but I feel like she could be the underdog winner, all right? Pros, she's all around, she's very attractive, she's laid back, she's gonna be a listener, she researched how to win, she literally watched like 20 videos about it, and she's very smart. She was a valedictorian of her college. Cons, she could be a threat later in the game. But if she like is very low-key about it, and like it's like behind the scenes, like people don't really know that she's doing it, I feel like she's a very good shot of winning. She looks like she could win, all right? She looks like a winner, in my opinion. I feel like she's like a Parvati, except a little bit smarter, which is like, Parvati's one of the greatest players of all time, so that's high praises. So I feel like Victoria could very well be the winner at the end.
I'm just gonna do my best to get to know everyone else. I decided that I should read the book that Chaos Cast recommended reading, How to Win Friends and Influence People. And the main point that I got off of it was show a genuine interest in others, because people only care about themselves.
Okay, so the final 3, Victoria, Dan, and Wendy, all right? I'm gonna go over to the jury. So Rick, he votes for Victoria. Lauren, she votes for Dan. Chris, he votes for Dan. Aurora, she votes for me, Victoria. Aubry, she votes for Victoria. Joe, he votes for Victoria. Kelley, she votes for Victoria. Julia, she votes for Dan. Gavin, he votes for Victoria. And Eric, he votes for Dan. So I think Kelley is gonna win 6-4 over Dan and Wendy. Did I say Victoria? I'm sorry. Okay, so in these notes, I've actually put Kelley as the winner. That's why I've been like accidentally saying Kelley. Like, and then I thought about it, I'm like, nah, I don't think she would win because like, she's a returning player and I don't really see a returning player win. So I replaced her with Victoria. So that's right, I think Victoria is gonna win. Victoria, I'm rooting for you. I want you to win so bad. You or Kelley, you're like my two people I really wanna win. So yeah, that's my prediction. Watch me watch this back and like Victoria's the first one out. That would suck. It actually happened like with Stephanie. Like I thought Stephanie was gonna go far and she ended up being like the 4th person voted out. I'm talking about Stephanie from Ghost Island. It wasn't really her fault, she was kind of screwed by the swap. But yeah, I feel like this is gonna be a really good season. Like last season was really good with David and Goliath. And this season, I don't know. This twist could either ruin it or like make it good. It can either Redemption Island it or Blood versus Water it. You know what I mean? Like a good twist. So I don't know. If you enjoyed this, I want to make a lot more Survivor videos. I really love Survivor, and I'm starting to watch Big Brother now. I just watched the 12th season, and I'm working on the 10th season. Thanks, Prudium, for getting me into it. It's a really interesting show. It's basically Survivor, but indoors. And it's a lot longer, and the production's like really nice, because like they only have three days to like edit the episodes, and it's really nice. But anyway, I'm rambling. If you disagree, which, I mean, come on. People are going to disagree. People are going to be like, what are you talking about? Reem is going to win, or Keith is going to win, you know? So, what are you talking about? Wendy isn't going to win. They're just throwing you off. So, I don't know. I'm really excited for this season. Like, Ghost Island was really good, and I think this season will be even better. If you want to see more Survivor videos, just leave like comments of what you want me to talk about. I do want to like do like my top 10 favorite contestants of all time. I feel like that would be pretty cool. My best video on my channel was my top 20 hottest girls, and that got like 10K views. So if you want me to do a part 2 of that, let me know. Yeah, I'm really excited for Survivor Edge of Extinction. And go Victoria and or Kelley. And all right, guys, drop your buffs.
Okay, so why, Victoria, are you going to be the sole survivor?
I think I'm gonna be the sole survivor because, I mean, I have all the aspects that it takes, but not in an obvious way. You know, I think that I'll be able to get really good with these people socially. I think I'll be good at the challenges, but not so much like a challenge beast that like everyone's gonna want me out, you know? And I just think that I'm gonna be able to put myself in a position to get me to the end. And I've seen the game, I know how it works, I know I'll need to be able to build a resume, and I think I'm a pretty good talker, so at the end I could prove myself to the jury. And having all those things is important, but not if you're so obvious about them all that you become a threat. So I think that it's my combination of being the triple threat by not looking like one that'll get me to the end.